Like many children growing up in rural South Africa, I learned a responsibility very early in life. I herded livestock and I helped at home. I watched my family work hard every single day to build a better future with limited resources. My parents had a spaza shop. We didn't have my Pakistani running spaza shops in my village. We did not grow up with privilege, but we made do. We learned early that hard work means little when opportunity never arrives. Many young people I grew up beside were brilliant, hardworking, capable, and full of potential. But opportunity did not reach all of them. I was one of the fortunate ones, an accidental case of success. What changed my life was education. Education opened a door that poverty had tried to close. It allowed me to imagine a future bigger than my circumstances. And that experience stayed with me because it shaped how I think about government and leadership.
Peace in Pan-Africanism, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in on the Paseta YouTube channel. I am very blessed to be speaking with you today. It's been some time since we have convened here on this channel, and I just want to tell you guys how much of a blessing it is for us to be working to build this dream of Paseta. It's not easy. Some of you might have seen with the recent uploads that we have been getting a lot of content from Namibia. Yes, indeed, we did launch Paseta Namibia. 1 year later, after their existence, we managed to go to Namibia. I would like to send a special shout out to Paseta Botswana, the president of Paseta Botswana, Retewe Selema, who was there with us to go and launch Paseta Namibia. We really appreciate it. There was an unforeseen circumstance that led the Paseta Lesotho and Uganda presidents not coming there, but we made it there as a group, and it was such a big learning experience. Education is key, ladies and gentlemen. The video that you just watched is Dr. Nasiphi Moya. She is the mayor of Tshwane, one of the big cities in South Africa that is a metro city, meaning that it's got a lot of people in that city. The budget is in the billions. So as I was listening to her speak, I couldn't help but be touched by the story of her life, where she comes from, how she rose up, but also the humbleness of understanding that it is the system only allows a few to go in. I mean, many of us know of those bright children in school, or that bright girl, that bright boy who was always number one with tests and everything, but ends up just a mere worker, or just end up being defeated by drugs and life in general, because some of the burdens that we carry as African children are too heavy for us, and we were never prepared for that weight that will come on our shoulders. So education is everything, and that is why Paseta is very dear and close to our heart. The system is designed in such a way that the education system programs you to think in a particular way, and then disconnects your innovative mind from being explored or even touched. The education system in the entire African country teaches us to take exams, to take tests, and get our certificates, and go into the market and look for the jobs. And that is what Paseta is trying to change, because it cannot be that every time we see problems in our communities, but those problems, we don't see them in our textbooks. That's what Paseta is trying to fight. Get the problems into the textbook, allow children and professors, teachers, lecturers to be there looking at this problem together as a community in a classroom and coming up with solutions for it. Many of our countries need to have AI in their curriculum. It needs to be a subject studied. Many of our schools in Paseta, we say they need to have the fifth pillar of Paseta, which is military studies. They need to know and have the discipline to start something and finish it. The discipline to be able to defend themselves, and the discipline to understand that everything that is worth building is worth defending. And that is the problem that we are having in our communities. I was so touched by this little clip that Dr. Nasiphi Moya said. She says she's an accidental case of success. We must stop this issue that the people that make it as black people through the education system are accidentally making it. And that is the truth. The system is cracked in such a way that only a few can make it through those cracks. Only a few. Now, the issue then comes, the question then comes, what is it that we are doing about it? We see the problem, we have identified the problem, we have acknowledged that this is the problem. The education system does not allow many black children to come in and succeed after receiving this education. What must we do? We must change the education system. It must be Afrocentric, it must be focused on African problems and African solution by African people for African people. We are sick and tired of this Eurocentric type of education that we are busy getting now. In other countries, they even call it the basic education. In Botswana, in Namibia, in South Africa, they call it the basic education scheme, where they give our children just basic. What is basic? Basic is just for you just to know how to read, just to know how to socialize with other children. It's very sad what is happening in our education system. It's like parents are supposed to be going and slaving in the factories, in the businesses, and in the work environment, as long as the education system is busy indoctrinating the minds of our children even further. So you find that the improvement level is just this much. You are just this much more educated than your parents. You are just this much getting a slightly better salary than your parents. We are just working to buy a car, buy a house, have insurance, die, and pass on those debts to our children, or pass on that inheritance of a car and a house to our children, and the cycle repeats itself. Accidental case of success. She said for her, education opened the doors that poverty tried to close and lock. How powerful is that statement? So, in Paseta we say, it all starts in the classroom. If you don't teach it in the classroom, you don't expect it in the community. Many people understand how powerful that simple statement is, because they know that everything that they know, they were taught in school. You are taught in school to be ignorant to other cultures. You are taught in school not to know about your history. They accidentally, coincidentally teach you other people's history while they are not telling you anything about your own history. In the textbooks, you don't see yourself. The only time an African child sees his clan, his tribe, his country in a textbook, in a history textbook, it's when he was conquered, when his ancestors were conquered. So an African child's identity remains that of being conquered at all times. We were killed in numbers, we were hanged in numbers, we were colonized in numbers, and all of those things, it affects the way the child thinks. And that is the problem that we are having with our education. We cannot continue to allow the education to speak bad to our children. There's so many things that are happening that must change. Number one, the map of Africa is upside down. That one, when I got the revelation on that one, and when I studied the books, I was like, oh my goodness, what are we doing? The size of Africa is distorted. Our African continent is so big. We are just running with this map that is there, drawn by someone who says things that are next to the equator must be smaller. Those are further from the equator must be bigger, so Africa can appear smaller. We allow those things. There's so much wisdom and knowledge that Africa has that it's not sharing with its children. So I made this video to say this. We must stop having this issue that our education system is accidentally having cases of success stories. We must formulate and create our education system, the curriculum, in such a way that we are intentionally creating success stories. And that is why Paseta. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in today on Paseta. I'll be telling you more about the trip in Namibia. I actually did record a video. I did not edit it, but I might redo it again because it was so long ago when I recorded it. I might refresh my mind with some of the experiences that I had. I recorded it in Namibia to tell you how I felt when we got to Namibia. But so many things happened in Namibia and on our way back that I believe maybe it will require another video. Maybe a part 2, a part 3 will come. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Please do me a favor. Click the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet, and make sure that you leave your thoughts on the comment section. Tell us also, where are you watching Paseta from? We will really like to interact with you. I hole Paseta. Let Paseta grow.